Are you feeling overwhelmed by your busy schedule? In today's video, I'm going to share powerful weekly planning tips that will help you achieve more and stress less, because being busy is not the same as being productive. You could spend hours putting out fires and at the end of the day be no closer to reaching your long-term goals. This is a costly and emotionally draining way to spend your time, and high achievers don't do this. As a busy professional, staying organized can be a game changer for your productivity and your work and life balance. Imagine having a clear plan each week that keeps you on track and makes sure that you focus on the most critical things first, the ones that move the needle. By the end of this video, you will have the only 3 tools you need to take control of your schedule and accomplish more with less stress. Weekly planning isn't just about jotting down tasks or plopping things onto your calendar. It's much more than that. It's to create a strategy that helps you stay focused and productive throughout the entire week. It's about intentionality, about moving in a specific direction and avoiding being busy but not accomplishing much. By organizing your tasks and priorities, you can reduce stress and ensure that you're always working on what matters most. So first things first, let's understand the 80-20 rule, also known as the Pareto principle, which you'll probably never hear again unless you take like an MBA class or something. So let's just call it the 80-20 rule. And the 80-20 rule basically says is that 80% of your results come from 20% of your effort. Super, super simple. Just remember, 20% of everything you do is going to yield most of your results. So how do you identify your 20%? The trick is to identify the 20% that gets you 80% of the results, and here's how you do it. Look back at all of your past tasks and your outcomes. Which tasks have consistently driven the most progress towards your goals? These are the tasks that you should focus on. And once you've identified these, you can move on to the second tool. Humans prioritize time-sensitive tasks over any other task, regardless of the long-term payoffs. And when you focus too much time on the urgent tasks, you neglect the important ones. It's easy to get stuck in the reactionary cycle, putting out this fire and that fire, but you rob yourself of the opportunity to do really important work, and you can't get the time back. By distinguishing between the important and the urgent tasks, you can focus more time and energy on the ones that matter most. And this Eisenhower Matrix is a powerful tool for organizing tasks by urgency and importance. Using this method helps you prioritize the most important work effectively. When I'm scheduling all of my work into these categories, I will usually just create a list. I don't do it in a chart, but I will create a list and I will put you, all the way down the list. So if it has nothing, it's not urgent, not important. I'm just going to signify those in this little category, in the little quadrants here. And there's nothing here, and then this one is urgent. So when I make a task list, I will delegate each item to one of these. But for the purposes of looking at it through this matrix, these are the ones that ultimately you do. These are the ones that you schedule into your calendar for later, because they are important, but they are not urgent. These are the ones you've got to do right away because there's an urgency and an importance, but these you can schedule. The ones that are urgent but not important, don't tackle those. Delegate those. And this is key. I see so many colleagues and early career and executives, I see everybody fall into the trap of not delegating these tasks. You say, oh, it's in my job description, or I'm the only one that can do this. No, this is not true. Most things that are urgent but not important can be delegated. And if you're not delegating, I'm going to guess you're working 50, 60, 70 hours and you're busy, but you are not getting closer to your goals in 30 hours. I think the most effective executive can do their job in 20 to 30 hours, and the rest of let's pretend it's a 40-hour work week. The rest of that time would be spent on kind of being the absolute best. So if you are the chief marketing officer, you're doing your job in 20 or 30 hours, and the rest of your time you're spent being better than any other chief marketing officer out there. If you're a product manager, 20 or 30 hours are spent doing your job the same way that everybody else does it, and that remaining balance of time is being cream of the crop in that particular job. And if you're early career, now is your chance to say, how do I do the important and urgent things in 20 or 30 hours? How do I delegate these, and how do I schedule these? And how do I spend my remaining time leveling up, doing things that make me extraordinary? And guess what we do with this column over here? It's this right here I see people work on all the time. So if you are working extraordinary hours or you're having trouble getting this stuff done and this stuff done, take a hard look at how much of this you are doing in your week and see if you can figure out how to get the important stuff done in 20 to 30 hours. So using the Eisenhower Matrix, your work should look like this. That's it. That's all you should be working on. We've identified what moves the needle, the 20% that yields 80% of the results. And we've categorized the current work so we know what's important and what's urgent. And this final tool brings it all together. You can allocate specific time blocks for different tasks and activities. This minimizes distractions and helps you maintain focus. It's been a game changer for me. I will leave a link in the description to the video where I created this wall calendar. By setting aside dedicated time slots for your urgent and important tasks, you ensure that you are making consistent progress on what matters most. And before you finish planning your week, make sure you put in some planned downtime, or as I like to call it, unstructured time. And you can see that here where I've got free time. I try to have a little bit each and every day so that I can just relax and do whatever I want without having every moment of my day planned. And by blocking that, it ensures, well, I didn't used to block it, and I would end up then adding other things into it. Somebody would say, oh, can we meet, or can we do this, or can we do that? Or ultimately, I would add more work onto my plate, and I would use those blocks of time that were meant to just kind of be my personal time, my free time. I would use those to try to get more and more done. For me, it was a very unhealthy habit. The downtime allows me to take a break and come back rejuvenated and repowered. So I actually now block the time, and I'll move around when my free time is if something needs to go in. But once I run out of room, then nothing else can go in. I'm not willing to take free time off the calendar. Hopefully that makes sense and helps you out there. By understanding the 80-20 rule, utilizing the Eisenhower Matrix, and time blocking, you can take control of your schedule and significantly boost your productivity. Remember, effective planning is the key to achieving more and stressing less. Which tip are you excited to try? Please leave a comment below and let's inspire each other to take action. And until next time, take care, stay true to yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.